So now I want to move on to something related to our podcast. Now, at the time when we were looking at this whole situation, one of the things that conveniently also occurred along the time of the Some Ordinary podcast ending was the Shadman leaks coming out to the entire world. A lot of creators back in
so
2016.
Shadman gets mentioned.
Now we're talking about Shadman 17 minutes in.
So probably 30% of people are watching now. Something like that.
Now, Shadman is a pretty infamous creator that I have very much condemned. This is somebody that has drawn actual lolicon material of real individuals, real children, one of those children being Keemstar's kid, and has basically been an open degenerate in the community. Now, the thing is, a lot of creators ended up being friendly with the guy. A lot of people contacted them, and one of them ended up being Nux Taku, who Nux had at the time said, hey, probably this guy, right? A bit too middle school. You know, when Shadman is saying a bit too middle school, that ooh.
I love that performative, like, oh, this is so bad. Oh, Shadman said middle school? Shit.
Damn, that's crazy.
Now, when I asked Nux about this, obviously in a call, he pretty much told me that this was going to be an interview where he was going to troll and, grill Shadman. Now, obviously it didn't happen, so I can't confirm or deny if this was actually going to be the truth. But the thing about it is obviously as this was happening, this was on the consideration of the podcast ending. So I was on somebody's channel known as Chud, who actually talked about the situation. I actually ended up going onto his channel and saying something that I probably shouldn't have because the situation regarding the podcast was very fluid. And I'll explain that in a bit. But I want you to hear this clip so I can better explain it and also acknowledge a fuck up I made.
This is now probably the 20th time we've seen this clip. So we don't need to watch this part. We know what the clip is.
What Chud said, yeah, we all know the clip.
Nux is done with the podcast. We've heard this clip a million times, right? Here's the thing that I want to do instead. So this is all in the context of a deleted video. Should we just go ahead and look at Mutahar's community post right now? Like both of his community posts and compare this with the video now. So when Mutahar made this video, it was up for like what, 6 hours? Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, basically about 6 hours.
Okay, so Mutahar deletes it and immediately puts out this community note. And he says, hey guys, I removed the Nux video. Well, I can't be a friend to Nux with some of the questionable things in that have surfaced. I still apologize for the collaborations I took place in and don't aim to repeat those same mistakes. I'm sorry. Then he deletes that and rewrites a bigger statement and says, regarding the last video about Nux, while I can't be a friend after some of the recent things that surfaced, I do feel I did do an overreaction that stemmed from being emotional on the reaction from the community on Reddit. I've been watching my content the past few weeks. I've realized my channel has slipped into a slop channel. I've made more drama-related content over the last several months than I have fun, engaging, and informative content. That includes producing videos that don't release daily. I need to take more time and release content a couple times a week that stands in quality and not quantity. I don't do this for a job, so honestly going out of my way to consistently chase trends has done nothing beneficial for me other than alienate my most hardcore fans. I need to take a few days off and reset and produce better content that isn't the latest trends or internet drama. While that produces a good view count, it's not the kind of content that I want to be known for. I'll be back with content that I'm proud of. In regards to past collaborations, all I can do is apologize and promise to do better. So my question is, does this apology that you're about to performatively give to Chud still hold true? Does it still matter? What's your current take, right? Because this statement is so confusing because it spends most of the time addressing Mutahar's plans for producing content, which okay. And it also clarifies that, hey, me and Nux aren't going to be friends anymore. But then Nux puts out a video the next day responding to all of this, claiming that he and Mutahar talked on the phone and they actually are still friends now. I mean, I could even pull that up, but there's still so much to look at here.
Yeah, he's basically, again, trying to play both sides. This is, again, after he deleted the video. He very quickly put out these statements and deleted them. I think even the one that we're looking at on stream right now is also deleted too. So he's doing this weird playing both sides thing, again, where he tries to say, I was wrong for the video, but I still won't be friends with Nux, and I was this and I was that, and it's the same thing he did on Chud, and then the following response to Chud that we saw months ago, where he said that on Chud stream, and then got Nux to be like, that has nothing to do with me, it has nothing to do with me, it has nothing to do with me, and Muta made that little gay 1 minute clip that he put in Nux's video. So it's a repeat of it, again, a second time.
Yeah, and again, this is a day after Mutahar's news statement and deleting his post-Nux clarity video. I'll just play a quick bit of Nux's response because he kind of gets into it at the very beginning.
Do my best to do a TLDR here of the story. So I did speak to Mutahar just now for like 2 hours, and basically we talked things out to a large degree, but I'm gonna do like the TLDR whole story here. First and foremost, if you're here just for like the Cliff's Notes answer, Muta apologized, we are still friends. That's the Cliff Notes answer. It was a pretty sucky moment there.
So Muta apologized, we're still friends. That's what he says right here. Again, in Muta's statement after deleting the video, he still specified, and he specifies multiple times in the video, we'll never be friends again.
Yeah,
but now they
over.
Talked it out. So what does that mean, talk it out? Because Mutahar mentioned a lot of things, like he basically implied that Nux is like, I mean, he didn't say it, but like he basically said Nux is into this, or shown me this sick shit. Nux has shown this sick shit on his thumbnails. So what the did they talk out?
Yeah, I don't know what there is to talk out because we haven't even finished the post-Nux Clarity video yet too, but he even goes more brutal once he continues the Shadman stuff about Nux. And towards the end of the video, the last few minutes, it's like a 4-minute rant about how he can never be friends with Nux again.
Yeah.
So I feel like adding this as a little bit of context from when we go back to post-Nux Clarity video is pretty important because it's like, what the this is all just performative shit or
yeah,
what?
I want to know specifically like bullet points, like which points does Mutahar no longer stand by anymore? Because I don't know. Even his own clarifying community note post, even that doesn't stand up anymore.
No.
So what are we doing? What's going on here?
So this is a pretty big point and one that I can finally really discuss. Now, obviously, if you listen to that, it kind of sounds like I'm snaking him. I give him an answer where it says, there's a lot of reasons, but a lot of it is the Shadman stuff, which at the time, as this was kind of breaking down, everyone in the community was going, whoa, you're connecting with this guy, you're talking to him. Yeah, that kind of was one thing that was brought up. But obviously, in a call that, I guess I had with Nux personally, this was discussed as like a collaboration effort. There was another huge thing that I wasn't really privy to discuss at the time. Now, the podcast ended for, again, us not actually owning any of it. So to give you an idea about how it works, right?
Okay, and now Mutahar is going to give us a bunch of business talk.
Yeah.
Basically.
So he jumps into the Shadman shit. He plays the Chud Logic clip. He says, sounds like I'm snaking him, and then talks about the business stuff for like 2 minutes, which we already kind of know.
Yeah, it's really not that interesting of a story. It's literally actually who cares.
Yeah.
So I'm honestly
I don't know if he apologizes to Chud at the end here before he switches over.
Let's just go ahead 3 minutes ahead.
We moved to a new company, and underneath that new company, or really under our company, we're going to bring back this podcast with obviously, different branding.
So this is the real reason, I guess, that the podcast is ending.
It's just company shit, which, okay, whatever.
Now, in the case of Chud Logic, who did in fact take the words that I put out and had relayed them, he really felt that I kind of snaked him and gave him misinformation or outright lied to him. And the reality of it is, honestly, the situation was just so fluid at the time that we didn't even know that things like the last episode were going to be filmed, right? And ultimately, that last episode did end up getting filmed, so things kind of did end on a, regular note. But when it came to Chud, there's definitely an apology that I feel I should give there, right? Like, I could argue this and I could keep fighting it, but at the end of the day, I do feel that, obviously, if what I've said has led to some wronging for another person, then I'm not above an apology. Look, I'm not too big to fail or too egotistical to realize when what I've done can have consequences for other people, and for that I do humbly apologize. And that's really where I want to kind of leave things at. So,
Okay,
sorry,
so
now,
that was a little bit weird though, because he started off by saying Chud felt like I lied to him or spread misinformation, and then he's just like, so I just want to apologize for, what did he even say? Like,
if what I said caused you
some harm or something.
Yeah, caused you harm.
Yeah.
What are we even talking about here? Sorry, you got a few negative or mean comments after what I did.
It's like, why not? Are we not apologizing for lying? Because that's what you did, right? You lied.
Right. Or did you not lie? Did you just speak too soon, or you misspoke, or something like that?
That was like kind of a shitty. He said the fluid situation.
Yeah.
There's a fluid situation going on. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. That's so slimy.
I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings. Yeah, very sorry you felt that way. Ass apology. Yeah, it's
right. It's not like Muta called him a dick or something. It's like
Muta wasn't like, you're old and ugly.
Yeah, he said something that Chud reported, and then Nux comes out and does this video where he's like, this guy is completely just making shit up or whatever, right? And he asked Mutahar on that video talking about that situation.
Yeah, well, because another thing too is he said, I felt like Chud snaked me. Remember when we watched Nux say it? He was like, I felt betrayed by this whole thing. He's like, I normally like Chud's coverage, but I felt betrayed by it. So it's like, what do you mean you felt betrayed by it? Chud just reported what Muta told him.
Yeah.
Right?
Shouldn't you be mad at Muta?
Yeah, shouldn't you be more mad at Muta? How did Chud betray you in this situation?
That's why this whole situation is just so retarded. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
They're giving you these videos that just don't, just logically connect. This is not like the way that you would respond to so many different situations if you were telling the truth or being honest here.
Yeah.
And so even when he apologizes to Chud, it's like, first of all, I got to question, do you even still stand by this? Or is this one of the points that you no longer agree with? And secondly, what the f are you even saying?
Yeah. This apology is just weird. Sorry that I hurt your feelings and caused you harm.
Yeah.
Not for lying.
Literally like a Boblack's ass apology. That's what they're saying. Seems like a contradiction. Yeah, exactly. So now he's going to find this Reddit comment that somebody left. More Reddit. We love Reddit here, guys. He's going to find this Reddit comment somebody left with one upvote, and he's going to respond to every point the Redditor makes and tell the Redditor that he's so true and based and that he's so sorry for being gay. Or
very, very sorry.
Comment that I saw on Reddit that I want to address too, because obviously this is a pretty good reflection of somebody that is very properly critical of me, right? Somebody that is actually hitting me with hard questions. So one user, Nostraclonella, says, personally, if you're asking me, I think it's weird that you don't look into the background history of your friends and the people you're just perfectly fine platforming. Again, we kind of did a podcast together. Everyone is a sizable creator. I don't really think that it is specifically me platforming, right? This is just 3 larger creators at the time. You allowed Mama Max to run rampant for years. Again, I wasn't the only large creator that worked with Mama.
Okay, but is this point really even worth addressing? Like, when people get mad at Mutahar with the Mama Max stuff, maybe I'm missing the point here, but I'm always just like, okay, well, I mean, he also called out Mama Max when everybody else did,
Yeah.
It's not like Like, I would only be mad about Mutahar's association with Mama Max if it was still intact or something.
Right.
Way after the fact. But it's like,
Yeah.
Muta literally collabed with Nick, and Nick's the one that put out the definitive Mama Max documentary. So is this even really like a point worth addressing? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's kind of lame. I will say personally, probably the Magnetar stuff. You can say like, okay, I'll take accountability.
that shit.
I fucked the guy over too early, but just associating with Mama Max, just kind of ignorantly, it's criticizable. But is it really worth like reading this comments and just bending your knee every single second? You did take the effort to go, rightfully so.
Well, he did take that effort, right? And it's also like a very like hindsighty type of comment. Like everybody, you'll never believe this, right? But everybody's hindsight is always just dead on accurate. It's like,
I know.
You didn't know that he was this fucking asshole or whatever. And it's like, well, who did?
Probably not a lot of commentary
a few people
viewers.
did, definitely.
If a lot of commentary viewers knew it, then it wouldn't have been so popular when he was getting shit on.
Yeah.
Everyone would have been like, holy shit, this is crazy.
But it just goes to show, it's like Muta sees this comment or something, and now he's got to respond to it, and he's got to address it and apologize and beat himself up
To the
over
hindsight
it.
Andes, by the way.
Yeah.
The reality of it is I don't have to come out and make these videos, but I choose to because I believe being accountable is important. And I'd be a total hypocrite because I call other people out on crazy shit. And if I'm willing to completely sweep things under the rug and pretend like things don't exist or show you actual things,
Sweep
then
things under the rug, by the way.
Yeah, he says the word sweeping, so which is the same thing he's doing now.
By deleting this video and being friends with Nux. And if I was sweeping things under the rug, this would be terrible. By the way, it might sound like we're, being a little repetitive, but that's because this is his Nux death video. For context, this is his Nux death video. He's 40 minutes straight saying, I need to take accountability. I would never sweep things under the rug. I would never put my head in the sand and ignore this for like 40 minutes straight.
Yeah.
So it's like the context, this is deleted, by the way.
Well, we're only repetitive because he's repetitive.
Yeah,
in
he
this
keeps
video.
saying like the same thing over and over again. Like, I have to totally kneel on Nux.
These are his core points. He's like, I must do this because I would be an asshole to run and hide and sweep, and I must do this and I must get rid of him. The exact opposite positions that he has today.
Right.
So,
well, like 8
which
hours
prompts
after
the
posting
question,
this.
what changed? What happened?
Yeah.
It's really all people are asking. It's like, so what changed?
Exactly.
What's your take now? Or are you just going to sweep and ignore this and move on and make videos about Metal Gear Solid and, GTA, which is like, yeah, sure, obviously you can do that. And again, you don't owe us a response. He doesn't owe us shit.
Daddy Muta can just
He
move
can do
on.
whatever he
and-
wants, which, yes, I know that.
But using his own words against him, he's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And kind of an asshole.
Get
That's
Nux
what he-
on a call?
That's what he says.
Holy
Nux, you want to call in?
You want to call in so we can scream at you? I mean, we could ask him, like, what happened?
Yeah, are you pedophile now?
Well, would that be an interesting perspective? We bring Nux on an anti-Nux platform to ask him about Muta. Give us the details on Muta. What's going on there?
I mean, it would obviously be interesting, but there's
And
no
some
chance.
answers it anyway.
And somehow Nux is like, I'll take the call.
Yeah.
So you blindly believe the allegations against Magnetar, which I apologize for, especially. You blindly believe the Night Docs was a creep, and you blindly let a guy like Nux Taku openly discuss and show freak shit in his thumbnails. Again, I don't
Oh
control
my
another person.
god, the Night Dog stuff is so bad too. That is actually something that's worth criticizing him for. When all these YouTubers that were friends with Max just blindly believed that Night Docs was like this. What was the allegations that he like abuses his wife?
I think his children or something.
Yeah.
Or his wife. I don't
And
remember
then
the
he's like
specifics.
this crazy like drunkard or something.
And I think that was like the guy who was, am I misremembering it? That's the guy who let Max like sleep on his couch
right.
and shit and stay at his place.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Max,
and Max
just
lived there.
completely this guy's reputation, went after him, and then all of the other YouTubers around that corner. I only remember this from Dioreo's video that I watched like a year ago. But yeah, like a lot of these YouTubers just blindly supported that shit. It was the same. It was a very like similar situation to the Magnetar.
Yeah, but like even worse because there's like more of a personal connection. I think,
yeah.
with Night Talks than there was with Magnetar.
So I don't know what I can do with their thumbnails. But again, it's something that I do condemn, especially when these thumbnails are slightly changed. Again, I don't think they should have ever been used in the first place, and I don't want to work with
So we're
somebody
back to addressing the thumbnails again. Same points.
Yeah.
that believed these
Scoping about
thumbnails
them.
were a good choice in the first place. You actively don't look into the folks you trust, and you just blindly allow them to say whatever without having critical thought about a single bit of it. So again, I don't really watch a lot of content creators that I collaborate with, and nobody really does, okay? Like at the end of the day, when it came to Nux's channel, here I'm signed on with my actual YouTube account, and if it's one thing that you'll see, usually under videos there will be like a red bar. I don't have a red bar under basically any of these videos. I think the only video I have an actual red bar in this is probably I showed YouTubers the most cultured clips, which I actually browsed through just for the sake of, again, this video. So yeah, Nux is somebody that I did a podcast with, but
Are you sure you weren't watching that again?
Yeah. Sure, what, reminiscing about the lollygag
Yeah.
you watched before? It's like, okay.
It's the fucking talking point.
That's A-log.
But it's not that I watched any of this content beforehand, right? Again, this was somebody that was very popular in a community of people beyond just anime and VTubing, and it led some credibility. And again, the only reason I'm making this video now is to take accountability and to really, again, condemn.
So what is even the point of saying, like, I don't watch Nux's content? Is it just that, how could I have known that this guy was doing this if I don't watch it? Is that just what he's saying?
I guess he's just like proving that he's just unaware of who Nux is,
Oh, okay.
I guess.
But you're doing business with them. But it's like a weird point where it's like, yeah, I had no idea what this guy was doing. Like, obviously, yeah, I believe that. Like, I'm not watching every fucking commentary video in this sphere. In fact, I watch very little of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I want to keep my commentary as original sounding as possible. I don't want to be watching a bunch of Nick or Chud and then accidentally ape their talking points from them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's believable that you didn't watch that much content, but at the same time, what point are we even disproving here? It's like, we're
Yeah,
just
I think
responding to shit for the
I think
sake
he's
of it.
actually proving the commentator's points, probably.
Yeah.
The commentator's point is,
You don't vet your friends.
you know, vet your friends, and he's like, well, actually, here's me not vetting my friends.
Okay, I mean, shit.
And again, this isn't really a defense. I most definitely should have actually been vetting people. And that's why going into, again, the future of my channel, I definitely want to keep collaborations to a minimum. I can't keep making a mistake like this because, again,
Oh my
if you're
god,
going to make
dude.
mistakes,
And he's gonna make it about how it's like the problem isn't the collaborations, right?
Yeah.
He's like, going forward, I'm gonna do way less collaborations. It's like, well, is that even really the problem, or something you even have to do? Right? Or
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I've been collabing too much with people. It's like, no,
It's that,
the people that you're collabing with, you're not vetting at all.
right, and then not only you're not vetting them, because that would be one thing. but
Which
it's
I'm
also
treading
like,
on dangerous territory here because the same shit
well, I was
could
gonna
be
say,
said about
I was
me.
gonna say, it's not about not vetting them entirely. It's also about believing what they say. Like, it wasn't just because he
Blindly.
didn't vet Mama Max. That wasn't the only criticism. It's just because he didn't vet him. That's what this one Reddit comment is saying. The main criticism is that he jumped on and supported Mama Max's allegations towards Magnetar and towards Night Dogs. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where most criticism lies. I mean, just being loosely associated with someone. I mean, who cares? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's about how you respond to it, right? So I think that's really where main criticism is. I think the commenter is kind of taking it a little more extreme, but I mean,
The
I think
point
the
still
point
lies there,
stands.
yeah.
if you actively looked into Nux, you'd spot the weird pattern of shit that follows man, especially with Mama Max. I don't know if it's a bias you have, but if you're going to be critical of others, which I am, expect people to be critical of you when you platform weirdos and don't actually vet them. And I totally understand that criticism, and it's not something I want to actually keep happening in the future, okay? So if you make a video complaining about the fact that you're being criticized here, I won't be surprised if you snip half of this post and then act like we're all stupid, which I'm not. I literally will not do that, okay? If it's one thing that I don't do ever, all right, you're a long-time watcher.
So
I'm not
here the commenter just trolls Muta into including
Yeah,
into
he's
the
like,
video.
I won't be surprised if you this up.
If you don't
big
respond
boy.
to me, you're a bitch. And Muta's like, clearly I'm not a bitch, as I'm responding to you right now.
Okay.
Oh my god.
There's genuine criticisms of you that people are making in good faith because they like you and your content. Exactly. And for those people, I'm making a video like this to really, again, address these situations. If you ignore that, that's on you. But it sure is weird that this is the second time now that you don't vet people and blindly vouch for them. Again, Mama Max, the example you used before, it wasn't just me vouching for this guy. Everyone in the community really did. Until, of course, shit hit the fan. People really started looking into this content. And even then, I was one of the large YouTubers that came out and really actually mentioned that, took accountability, in my personal opinion, and owned up to it. Really breaks the immersion you try to make of being a respectable, neutral party. When you actually vouched for monsters 2 times in the last 3
You vouch for monsters.
Monsters 2 times in the last 3 to 4 years. That's a pretty good record.
That's honestly not that bad.
2 monsters in 3 to 4 years. I mean, how many monsters have come out? This is
Yeah.
the thing, right? I'm treading careful here because it's like, if there's one person you could say like just doesn't vet people or used to not vet people, I mean,
Well, yeah. Again, like I said, I really think the commenters obviously taking it a bit extreme. It's really also relevant specifically with Nux Taku because of the fact what happened with Chud Logic.
yeah.
He went on Chud Logic. He disavowed Nux Taku. It'd basically be like if after your grand Flamenco kneeling stream, you
Oh my
basically went and
God.
told Flamenco, you're like, actually, it's nothing to do with you and we have no problems.
Dude,
You know what I mean? It's like,
livid. I did my Grand Flamingo stream. I'm just like, hey guys, actually, me and Flamingo talked it out.
and we're
friends
good.
now.
Exactly. So it's like this commenter is definitely relevant when talking about Nux because it's like you disavowed the guy on Chud's stream, then you went behind the scenes and talked to him and then made up and then said it was a lot. Didn't apologize to Chud, didn't apologize for lying. Like what the f is going on here? The way that you're interacting with your friends are just like terrible.
People are saying this comment on Reddit is like a fake Mutahar account. Like they're like, how much you want to bet? This is all like planted criticisms that Mutahar gets to address and look better for
Yeah, so he like makes this to try
acknowledging
to,
them. That's why this comment's written so strangely.
yeah, and it's
I
like
don't,
2 days
I don't
old.
believe that, but interesting theory chat's cooking up there.
Your community can go harass everyone who doesn't like your opinion because whether you believe it or not, you've got a hive mind of people who support you blindly, which I shouldn't have, okay? You should be 100% critical of everyone. I'm not
Yeah, I mean, but every YouTuber has that.
Every YouTuber has blind support. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Now. How dare Mutahar have this?
Yeah, you've built up an audience of people that worship you and are sycophants. Yeah, everybody does that just by fucking existing on
Yeah.
this platform because people are dumb little fucking goyim, dude. Just love just following their favorite fucking daddy and just sucking his balls no matter what he does until it becomes uncool to do so.
But unless you actually grow from how much you blindly believe people, you'll continue to make the same mistakes every time, which I don't want to. And that's why, again, I'm making these videos. Because I think taking accountability is very important. And obviously, I believe taking accountability on the main channel is very important too.
On the
That's
main
just where it
channel.
comes-
On the main channel.
I love he specifies exactly what is no longer being done now. Like on
Yeah.
the main channel.
Like 7 times show this video. He's just been
Yeah.
like, accountability on the main channel.
So is he just really just never gonna fucking touch this ever again? Like what happens if he just goes live and somebody asks him about it, sends a super chat? Is he just gonna
Ignore it.
Yeah.
Just never go live again, or
What's the long-term play here? I mean, shit.
I have no idea.
And again, if people wonder why posts get removed from the Reddit, nobody moderates this Reddit but the Reddit automod. And if you look very carefully, it says removed by Reddit, which to be honest with you, No Circle Noah, this wasn't me hiding anything. I'm just going to hit approve on that because this shit absolutely drives me insane. I think we've got to change the automod settings at some point.
Bravo.
Wow, what a king. What a
W
legend.
accountability right there. It just is
I
like,
will approve this.
your comment is now approved, and we will do so much better in the future to get these comments approved.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Nux Taku is somebody that I have considered a friend at one point, but honestly, with a lot of these new things that have sort of come and resurfaced and people have brought these things up to my attention, it's not something I feel comfortable really even like looking at. Okay, I don't like lowly stuff, and honestly, in a lot of these clips where again Nux with me involved in these sort of competitions or these sort of like collaborations is not something I'm okay with. It's not something I like being attributed to, and it's something that I 100% condemn. So as far as there being a bridge between me and Nux Taku, it doesn't exist.
Okay. As if you needed to hear that for the 20th time.
Yeah, I lost count. I think we're at like 9 or 10.
Right. Just to make it clear once again, just to make sure, okay, this is his final position.
No bridge. Nux.
Yep, no bridge. And even when
It's
he
over.
deletes this video, he still clarifies that they're not friends anymore until the next day when actually he said, I'm going back.
I'm friends with Nux again.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. Like, what did that call even sound like between Muta and Nux? Was it just like, what's up, man? My bad, dude. I didn't mean to do that. It's, let's talk about it, dude. It's like, what? How do you even open that conversation?
I don't know how you can talk about that. And then what does Nux even say? Just like, it's good. You're good, man. Just delete the video and we'll be fine.
Here's the question that I have, right? Does Nux have something on Muta? Does Nux have a fucking DM in the past where Muta gave some cringe or crusty take on Lolly where he's like, it's just Rollies, dude. I don't know why people get fucking mad about that. That he could then release to make Muta look stupid for taking this position now? Is that what's going on there? Which that, again, is total wild, crazy speculation because it implies that Nux has blackmailed Muta.
And he's using
and
the
that he'd be
blackmail.
willing to use it to manipulate Muta and force him to
like
his will.
submit to his will. Yeah.
Right, which would be psycho if that was the case, but almost sounds like that given how strong Muta's stance has been in this video that he's done with Nux.
Well, how strong it is and also how fast it happened on the inverse. It wasn't like I talked to Muta and we're working things out. He doesn't really want to be friends with me, but we're trying to figure it out. It was immediately we're friends again. Why? Why so fast? You couldn't have even just worked to build the bridge back up. The bridge was like destroyed and rebuilt in 24 hours. How?
Yeah.
How is the bridge rebuilt in 24 hours?
You would think that would be like a nearly like
Impossible bridge.
F tier, N tier difficulty ranking.
Yeah, where it's like you have done a
connection.
40-minute video calling me a fucking pedophile, basically. This is going to take a minute to come back from both the perspectives.
Yeah.
From Mutahar's perspective.
There's going to need to be time to heal and sort of,
Figure out.
touch each other. Get back to the point where they can start touching each other again.
Yeah.
But nope, immediately they just have full-on fucking makeup
They're
sex,
friends.
and they're all good now.
They're all good. They had a little stroke, and that was it.
Yeah, immediately, which is just crazy. Imagine if I made a video on you, basically insinuating you're a fucking pedophile,
For an hour.
and then I hit you up in the same night or the next day, however long it was, and just be like, "Dude, let's talk." You'd probably be like, "Get away!"
I
from
would
me.
record the call and release it and say that you're the biggest fucking loser of all time.
Oh my God, Nux probably did record that call though.
Yeah.
How would he not?
I would if I was Nux. I wouldn't even blame him. I'd be like, you should record that call. Do you think there's a recording of this call somewhere out there secretly?
There's gotta be. I feel like Nux is definitely like more of the conniving. If either one of them would be the conniving type, it would be Nux.
Yeah.
And that makes me interested just to know like what happened here. Are we really dealing with like some stupid blackmail situation? Is it really that crazy? Is there some like deranged like YouTube Black Book Epstein Chad-based level blackmail scheme going on here with all these YouTubers? Or is it really not that complicated and Muta just was like, oops.
He's like a weird emotional, just
Yeah, he had like a
freaked
BPD
out.
flare up and he was just like, wait,
never mind.
is that really how simple it is? I really believe this situation could either be that simple or that stupid and convoluted and complex.
Yeah, I don't know. And again, we're left to speculate. That's the only thing.
Yep.
We're just left to speculate.
That's been like admittedly probably like 70% of this stream is just us speculating.
because it's just so strange.
Yeah.
But it leaves so much room for speculation because it's so unclear. That's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
And honestly, looking at some of these clips again and some of these thumbnails that have been changed around, and again, some of these other situations involving other VTubers that feel very wronged in these situations, accusations regarding Nux Taku, I don't feel comfortable ever associating with this person. And regardless of whatever past or friendship that I've had, whatever that led to a blind spot, I do 100% take accountability for my fuck-ups being part of some of these collaborations, competitions, these game shows, okay? You know, there's plenty of larger creators that have collaborated with Nux, and I'm not going to make a giant spiel and say everyone should be guilty by association. All I'm here for is saying that I am definitely in the wrong for even contributing or watching any of this kind of illegal content. Had I known it at the time, I would have stepped away immediately. But I really, honest to God, didn't. And whether people think that I'm playing dumb or I'm not being 100% truthful, you're never going to win over people that never want to side with you.
You're never going to win off people that won't completely side with you, as he's trying in this whole drama to win off one group, and then he abandons them and tries to win off the other group.
And then he abandons them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the thing is that maybe he decided that commentary is something he can't win over, but I don't think so. Again, Muta didn't have a bad reputation before this.
No.
Not in the commentary at all. And I think it was still salvageable after the initial chud stream. I think it was completely salvageable.
100%.
Yeah, if he was just like, I fucked up, I spoke way too much, it doesn't have anything to do with that. Sorry, Chud, for the shit you got. Sorry, Nux, my bad. Move on.
No, yeah,
I feel
Muta
like that would have
definitely
been
thinks
salvageable.
he's in like a complete lose-lose where he's just forever. It just doesn't matter anything he says. But I feel like he just threw in the towel and gave up way too early.
Yeah, basically.
Like he didn't even try. Like,
It's just over immediately.
yeah.
Regardless of whatever thumbnails have been brought up or titles or any of these situations, I want to apologize to people like Chud Logic in this situation, because I really do feel like I did wrong you, obviously, with my misspeaking, my misstatements. I shouldn't have even said anything in the first place, and if I've hurt you or your career in this entire process, then I humbly apologize with it, okay? I know that, things probably wouldn't, smooth over, but I think an apology is due, and I think you gotta be man enough to apologize, when you have to.
Does he stand by this? Question mark. We don't know.
Yeah. Does he actually feel like he was fine to do what he did with Chud Logic?
I don't know, dude. Like, shit.
Now, when it comes to creators that have made videos on me being critical of me on this subject, I don't want to obviously come across as somebody that was sweeping it, under the rug or pretending to ignore it the entire time. Look, if you make a video on me being critical about me, I am totally okay with that. I have obviously been critical of other people in the past. This is not something that is
And then he
completely
gives
out of
everyone permission. If you want to criticize me, you have my permission. Go ahead. Thanks.
Thanks for letting me know.
For the creators that have made videos on me calling me out for it, it is something that, again, I thank you for. Accountability is very important. Policing this community is very important. When people make fuck-ups, you gotta at least be able to address those fuck-ups and own them. And I do definitely own my mistakes on, again, watching any of this lolicon with Nux Taku. I didn't know it at the time, but honestly, reviewing it and this footage and these clips, yeah, it shouldn't have been something that I was ever a part of in the first place. And I do 100% take full accountability for that, okay? Massive, massive fucking L on my part. But it's not something that I absolutely want to bring up as something that is malicious on my end, okay? There were no crazy gooning sessions in the background.
Okay.
What the?
Jesus,
Oh
man.
my god.
It's just, there was no crazy gooning in the background. That's
Okay.
the main talking points.
I don't think we
Again,
thought that.
I think he's just addressing like Reddit tier like roles. It's like no one really thinks that Muta was gooning to the lolly with Nux.
In
That's not
private,
the point.
consistently for hours. Like,
That's
no.
not the fucking point. So
Nobody
it's
thought that.
no one of
Did
any
they?
importance. I don't think so. If anyone thought that, that's just a troll fucking argument. That's
Yeah.
a total A-log troll argument. It's worse than the he shits on lollies but watches beheading videos. Like it's just
It's that tier
troll
of like stupid.
Yeah.
So it's like he just has. Don't worry, guys. We definitely weren't just stroking our fucking shit to that every day.
Gooning.
It's like, all right, we get it. We didn't think that anyway.
that was not the main point.
At the end of the day, my relationship with Nux Taku is pretty much over, and it's not something I ever want to rekindle, especially after reviewing all the other things.
Okay, again, we're at clarification number 12 here. We're not.
It's not rekindling it.
We're never gonna be friends with Nux. That guy.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah, and by saying that, he's basically implying that Nux is like on like tier of human being that he wouldn't want to associate with. He's not outright saying Nux is a pedo or
Yeah.
Nux is into this shit, but he's definitely into something that's far enough for
That's
Muta to be like, done.
unsalvageable.
Get out of my life.
For the last couple months, this has been something where I feel like I've been taking a whole fuck ton of the pot shots, when really it's Nux that should absolutely be taking a lot
Wait.
of this, shit.
Holy shit.
Wait a minute now. So Muta's like, honestly, I've been eating a lot of shit. It should be on that guy.
It should be that guy's fucking fault.
Yeah, for different things though.
Yeah.
Nux's crimes and Muta's crimes. I mean, some of them are similar, but like it's mostly like
What you did with Chud Logic, your just general association with him.
your back and forth, your wishy-washiness, your lies on certain different statements. Like
Right.
it's different. Whereas with Nux, the main stuff that he's being accused of is more of his direct relationship with the obscene content.
Yeah. And the
So,
way that he made
You
thumbnails.
realize like you're mostly being criticized for different things, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not. I mean, there is some parallel with both of them being inconsistent with their stories and lying and stuff like that. But
Right.
it's again still for different things.
You know, something that I haven't seen on a secondary channel, main channel, social media platforms is actually taking accountability for some of these pretty serious grievances. Like, at the end of the day, I don't think this is a simple cancellation. Lowly content is not something that I ever endorse, and it's something that I've been 100% against. And unfortunately, you know, having somebody who may have potentially shown me this stuff based on the clips that I've seen, which seems to be a pretty high likelihood, is not something that I should have ever done. Should have been completely 100% against it. Take accountability for it. But ultimately, yeah, I don't ever want to work with Nux going forward. I think that bridge has long since been burnt. And
Okay.
like I burned
Holy
Once
shit,
again,
that's like
once-
fucking 13 times now.
Holy shit, dude. Once again. Okay, Nux will never be my fucking friend again. Holy shit.
These last like few minutes are just very,
Just-
very hard nailing it in.
So much yap. I mean, this whole video is yap, but just especially the end here. It's like he's like a kid that got busted by like his dad or something for like stealing from the cookie jar.
Yeah, it's like I will never put my hand in the cookie jar again. I'll never do it again. I'll never do it again.
You should have just filmed a video of himself writing on the chalkboard, like, I will never talk to Nux
Yeah,
Taku
like
again.
30
I will never
times.
talk to Nux Taku again, and done that for like an hour and then uploaded that.
Live streamed himself doing it.
Yeah, like, why does he have to clarify this so many times? We got 10 seconds left. Will anything of value be mentioned here at the end?
This is not a bridge I want to keep continuing. So I definitely want to take accountability for my stuff.
Again, 14
Again,
times.
just to get that in there. I didn't think in the last 10 seconds we'd actually hear another statement, definitive statement. But again, he says it again right there. Okay, wow.
But yeah, this is me, Mutahar, and I'm out.
All right, this
Okay.
is me, Mutahar, and I'm out. And then immediately you get chud logic. He lied to my
He
face.
lied to my face right there. I feel like the perfect meme to represent that video is, you know that Indian meme where it's like the guy shaking
my
hands
God.
and it's like, my friendship with X is ended. Like, Y is my best friend now.
Yeah.
It just needs to be Mutahar. My friendship with Nux is ended. Nux is my best friend now. It's like, what the f just happened here? It's like, I don't get it, man.